Hi everybody, sanibonani, welcome to my channel. Igama lami nguNtando Mdletshe, and on this channel sikhuluma ama-reality TV shows ama-celebrities kanye nama-YouTubers. If it is your first time joining me today and you really like my content, do not forget to press the subscribe button la ngezansi. So you guys, there is one story that I did, I think it was like last Sunday, where they were talking about this one Xolani that was claiming that Sizokuthola Xolani had tried to take his life through a weapon. Okay, there's words that I'm avoiding to say because I don't want to get a yellow dollar sign. So, the police had confused the two Xolani. So instead of arresting the Xolani Khumalo, they had arrested the Xolani Mapanga. But that issue had ended up being settled out of court. So I didn't even know that with the criminal uh, case you can settle out of court, but they said that in that article that it had been settled out of court, so nobody got arrested at the end. Okay, and then after that, there had been another article that was reporting that Xolani Mapanga was a target of one big illegal substance dealer that wanted him arrested. They were trying to create, these cases that, people would go to the police station and open cases. They would say that Xolani came with the crew at their house and what, because they are trying to make sure that he goes to jail too, just like Xolani Khumalo. So this is Xolani Mapanga, who is now presenting um is October. So you guys, there's a lot of happening, you guys, and sometimes you're not sure which Xolani they're talking about, because Xolani Khumalo is still continuing with the movement of fighting substance dealing and substance abuse in communities outside of the show October. So he no longer works for Moja Love, but he's still doing what he was doing while he was still on Moja Love, but not with Moja Love. It just means that there's no cameras following them around now. And then Xolani Mapanga is part of the show now. They just announced that it's coming back. They have been shooting the show. Okay. So sometimes when these cases are being reported, you do wonder, are they not confusing one Xolani with the other? So now Xolani is still attending a case here where it was alleged that one illegal substance dealer was Cade during the shooting of the show while he was still with Moja Lab. Now, this article here is talking about someone else that is saying his brother now was also Cade while Xolani Khumalo came with his crew to look for the illegal substances in their premises. Okay, so they're not saying anything about the camera, so I'm assuming that it really is Xolani Khumalo here. Here is the thing, you guys, that the issue that I have, especially like with big media houses reporting on these stories when it comes to Xolani Mapanga, Xolani Khumalo, and them fighting illegal substances, is that it seems like now every week there is a story about what they are doing wrong, how they are almost getting arrested, how they are getting targeted. So every week we're getting a story about Xolani Khumalo or Xolani Mapanga on these newspapers. However, you guys, everybody knows that these dealers are terrorizing communities, in a lot of ways. And I feel like if the journalists wanted to find stories that they could publish on their newspapers on a daily basis or even on a weekly basis. Let's just say, let's give them a break and say on a weekly basis, the same way that they are doing with publishing stories about Xolani Khumalo and Xolani Mapanga on a weekly basis. They could find those stories if they really wanted the attention, to go into how much these dealers are affecting our communities. They would be able to find a story to publish on their newspapers on a weekly basis, the same way that they are doing when it comes to Xolani Khumalo and Xolani Amapanga stories. It's interesting that the media in South Africa doesn't pay attention to those things, but yet they do make sure that whatever is happening with Xolani Mapanga and Xolani Khumalo, they are going to publish that story. The people that are trying to fight, the crime, but they don't write about the crime. They don't write about the criminals, but they will write about the people that are trying to fight the crime. I find that to be interesting, you guys. And it is not to say that while the Xolanis are doing what they're doing, they should break the law. I'm not saying that, because then what is the use of that? If you're going to break the law while you are trying to fix things in the country, then it doesn't make sense. I'm not saying that, but I do find it interesting that why does the attention only goes to them and it doesn't go to the actual problem? Okay. Can we publish some stories about the real dealers and what they do in these communities and what the impact is in communities? So it says here, former Mojalav D. Basta is in fresh torture and M scandal. Okay, so this is a new case, because I know other people are going to think it's the other guy. It's not the other guy, it's the new guy. Now, Xolani Khumalo and crew accused of killing a foreign national. Remember, the other guy was not actually a foreigner, as far as I understand. Okay. Pharmacist Octola presented Xolani Khumalo and his crew allegedly killed a Congolese national in a D raid that went awry. Okay. Khumalo and his crew continued to soup on suspected dealers after being fired by the Moja Love channel, which owns the deep busting show. They allegedly caged and stormed in Herifa Abuba after they raided a Congolese nightclub in Kempton Park, Ekurhuleni, on suspicion that it was through fear of substances and merchants. Speaking to the Sunday World, Abuba's brother John said Khumalo and his crew, accompanied by the police, descended on the Y2K nightclub in March the 20th and parked their vehicles outside the premises. Some of the crew members ordered the patrons to lie down, while others blistered into the watering hole and demanded substances. He said that during the squabble, his brother, who was not aware of what was happening, arrived. Wembo said Khumalo and his crew, who were wearing big boots and carrying GUNs, ordered his brother to lie down. He said that one of the crew members kicked his brother in the abdomen and he fell to the ground. The brother started bleeding profusely while other crew members joined in and started stomping him, said the distraught Wembo. After stomping on him, said Wembo, the crew asked Abuba to stand up and then he couldn't. They lifted him and set him on the chair. After a while, my brother asked the guys to allow him to go pee, and when they allowed him, he stood up but collapsed, he said. Wemba said that, sensing that the brother was losing his life, Khumalo and his companions called an ambulance, and which arrived and took him to the hospital, the public hospital in Kempton Park. He said that when they arrived, the staff at the hospital said that the brother needed serious medical attention and that he had sustained serious injuries and that they transferred him to Tembisa Hospital. Unfortunately, my brother passed away after being admitted to the hospital. Wembo retrieved Abuba's body in Tembisa and transported it to Germiston Mortuary for the post-mortem. He said that Abuba, who was a delivery man, was buried yesterday in Kempton Park. Okay. Abuba is survived by his wife and two children. I don't know how his young family will survive without him. He did not deserve to die this way. Unfortunately, this is how foreign nationals are treated in South Africa, and we have no recourse, he said, fighting back tears. Abuba's death comes hardly 3 months after Tembisa's men alleged that Khumalo followed him to his home and asked at him in the arm after spraying his vehicle with a hail of bullets in the market street of the township area on New Year's Eve in Mudaung section. According to the short police statement, which we have seen, the victim, Xolani Shabangu, said that he was driving on the streets in the section where a silver Ford Ranger, whose registration number he didn't capture, followed him to his home. He said that he sped off with the buggy in hot pursuit. During the speed chase, the occupants of a buggy fired a hail of bullets at him. He then alleged that he drove until he got to his place of residence and stopped by the driveway. And when he got out of his vehicle, two occupants got out of a Ford Ranger and asked at him on the right arm, reads a statement. He said that he was able to recognize Khumalo from the two armed men. Shabangu opened a case of attempted M against Khumalo at Tembisa police station. I wonder, you guys, if this is somebody that knew Khumalo, like knew Xolani Khumalo personally, because if I'm just like here in my home and I'm being asked at, and then would I think it might be Xolani from Sizoktola? So maybe it was somebody that knew Xolani personally, okay, and maybe they had something of a conflict that was going on for him to suspect that it was him. After opening a case, the detective investigating the case had mistakenly went to the house of the News October presenter Xolani Maphanga, where they left a note for him to come to the cop shop after not finding him at home. The police officers ordered that he ask for a detective Kumo in connection with the case on arrival at the station. When Mapanga arrived there, the police wanted to arrest him for attempted M, but Mapanga put up a fight, telling them that he had nothing to do with the matter and that they had got the wrong man. On further investigation, the police discovered that it was, in fact, Khumalo who allegedly asked at Shabangu and not Mapanga as they thought. Listen, you guys, I feel like it's interesting in South Africa. Even when I did that story originally, I thought it's interesting that as a police officer, you're looking for a criminal and you go to his house and you say, listen, please tell him we're looking for him, and then you go back to the station and you just wait for him to come, and then he comes, and then when he gets to the station you arrest him. How easy is the police job? Okay. Sunday World understands that Shabangu withdrew the matter after reaching an out of court settlement agreement. This is the thing, you guys. How do you reach an out of court agreement with somebody on a criminal case? Okay, did they pay each other? This is so he reached an agreement with Khumalo. This would have exacerbated Khumalo's woes as he's attending a trial for the M of an Israeli man, Robert Valerie. Okay, so that's the first guy that was actually killed or allegedly killed during the shooting of the show Sizoktola. Okay, Valerie passed away when Sizoktola crew, allegedly led by Khumalo, descended on his home and interrogating him about his alleged deed dealing in July last year. You guys, I want to say that the family members did not deny that he was dealing in illegal substances. Okay, they just upset about his passing, but they never said that he wasn't dealing in substances. Okay, Khumalo is also facing 2 charges of malicious damage to property and robbery with aggravating circumstances. Gauteng police spokesperson Mavela Masondo confirmed that the police are investigating the case of murder and the case of AS and intent to cause grievous bodily harm have been opened at Kempton Park Police Station and transferred to IP for further investigation. He said, listen, okay, the Kempton Park Police Station is very busy with these cases that are related to Sizoktola. Okay. Anyway, you guys, that is what is happening here. There's a picture here. They say that this is the brother. There was actually Kate, you guys. He was kicked in the abdomen. Allegedly, he was taken to the hospital in Kempton Park, transferred to Tembisa Hospital, where he passed away. Okay. And he is leaving behind his wife and a little kids, you guys. So they're saying that this is the Khumalo that they are suspecting is behind him, and his crew is behind this whole thing, you guys. Listen, this is South Africa, so you are allowed to, look at the story and judge it the way that you want to judge it. Do you think that all of these stories that are coming out might not be true? It's just people targeting Xolani because they really want to get rid of this whole movement of them fighting drugs. Do you think that this story might not be true? Or do you think that the stories are true? And do you even care about what's happening with these people that are claiming that they're treated this way when Xolani and his crew are coming to look for these substances that are supposed to be illegal substances? Anyway, you guys, tell me what you think about this in the comment section. Do not forget to like the video before Pumegona. Share it with your friends, with your family, and even with strangers. Nginithanda kakhulu.